guys, so today I'm going to be sharing with you all of the books that I read in December. I can't believe it is the last day of December and it's time to do my wrap up and all of my yearly wrap ups, and that tomorrow is the first day of 2018. It's kind of blowing my mind, but I ended up reading 10 books in December. Granted, some of them were kind of short, but I'm still really excited about that. That means I ended my 2017 reading challenge on 91 books, which exceeded my goal of 80. So I'm pretty excited about that, and make sure you guys let me know down in the comments how many books you read this year and this month. But yes, I generally enjoyed all of the books that I read, so let's get right into it. The first book that I picked up was By the Time You Read This, I'll Be Dead by Julie Ann Peters. This is one I ended up grabbing from the library and enjoyed so much I wanted to own my own copy. So this is about a girl named Dalen who is very depressed. She has come to the realization that she does not want to be on this planet anymore. She does not want to live anymore. So she signs on to a website for completers called throughthelight.com, and there she is given a countdown of when her last day will be, and she can see other people, and there's different discussion threads, and it is very dark, but it is also a very realistic depiction of watching this girl reach the end of her life. Reading her thoughts became so heartbreaking because it was so easy to see how detached this girl had become, and it was so easy for my mind to go back to those places it had been and to feel, like actually feel where I was when I was in those places, and it's not a fun place to be. So it was a hard book to read, but I really enjoyed the characters and I loved the growth and the development throughout, and I liked the story that she was trying to get across. So I'm glad I picked it up. I give it 4 out of 5 stars. Then for some reason I wanted to read another dark mental illness. I grabbed Kiss of Broken Glass by Madeleine Kuderick. This one, another short one, but one that I enjoyed, and is written in verse. So I really appreciated that it was written this way, because when you have a mental illness or you're depressed, your thoughts aren't clear, coherent sentences. They are patchy and they don't make sense and they're random, and seeing that translated into a novel just made it so much better for me. So this one I enjoyed because it was able to get its points across without seeming preachy like a lot of other mental illness novels do, but it was also able to show how it affects more than just the patient, we'll say, and the family and the friends and everybody else that comes into contact with a depressed person. It's such a bigger picture than people think, and I really liked that this story was done this way. So again, 4 out of 5 stars. I picked up Diary of a Haunting by M. Verano. This one was okay. Unlike the other two I read, this one I enjoyed less than I originally thought I would. So this novel is told in diary format, and I can't recall reading a lot of other haunted house novels that are written in diary instead of first person, and I think because of that it took away a lot of the spook factor, because everything had already happened and you're just reading about it after she had time to process and sit and write about it, not she turned a corner and there it was, and there was this intense suspense built up. She was writing about what had already happened. Being that it was a journal style novel, it was a very quick read, but we didn't get a lot of character development because it was a biased journal opinion and it was more just facts and what was happening. But I did enjoy it. There is a sequel. I don't think I'm going to end up picking that one up, but it is like more of a companion than a sequel, but it's just, I need to take a break from it for a bit. This one took me a little bit of time to read and didn't care for the ending as it seemed kind of rushed and thrown together at the end, but 3 out of 5 stars. I finally picked up They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. I say finally because this has been on my TBR since its release in September. I don't know why it took me so long to pick up this book, but once I did, it was a pretty quick read. I did follow along with the audiobook, which I think enhanced my experience of it because we got multiple different audio narrators, and I enjoyed that. I still don't know how I feel about this book. I liked the synopsis, like I liked the general world, but I don't know, there were some things I would have rather seen differently, and it just wasn't perfect for me. The ending still hurts my heart, and I give him praise because we all know what's coming. It's in there in the title, but when it happens, it still just catches you off guard and hitched my breath, that's for sure. So I definitely want to read more of his books because I think he does have quite the talent in order to do that as an author when we all know what's coming at the end. But I could only give this one 4 out of 5 stars because it just wasn't perfect. I read The Weight of Water by Sarah Crossan. This was not my first novel that I read by her, but I think it's the one that I've enjoyed the most. This is a middle grade novel written in free verse as well that follows a girl named Cassie who moves out of Poland into England because her mother is trying to find Cassie's father, who has run off about a year before. So this is a coming of age novel that covers so many different themes and does it so well in 200 pages. It covers friendship, it covers bullying, it covers prejudice, it covers like daddy issues and when the dad runs off and starts a new family and coming to terms with that because she's just a young girl, but she has such this harsh reality that she has to face that her life's not going where she wants it to go. And the only solace she can find is swimming. But it's also hard for her because that's what her dad wanted her to do. So it was such an engaging novel that I couldn't stop reading from start to finish. And I think it was just so well done for middle grade, and I think more people should pick it up. But yes, I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. I finally picked up Burn for Burn by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. This is another one I've been holding on to for so long, but I think 3 or 4 years I've been holding on to this book, and I'm happy to say I did quite enjoy it. So the only reason I picked up this novel this month to begin with was because I was filming my end of year book unhaul video, and this is one I was thinking about, so I was like, I'll read a couple pages, see how I feel about it, and then next thing I knew, I was 70 pages in and couldn't put it down. So this is a kind of cliche cheesy novel that follows 3 girls that all want revenge on different people, but they decide to work together in order to get like the best revenge that they can because nobody will suspect that these 3 are working together. So it has its ups and downs, and there's a lot of drama that wasn't necessary, but it was so engaging and so addictive that I ended up staying up till like 2 o'clock in the morning before I had to go to work to finish it just because I needed to know how it ended. And there's just something about those books that I enjoy. So I will be continuing on with the series because I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. For the Christmas season, I picked up The 12 Days of Dash and Lily by Rachel Kahn and David Levithan, and I was quite disappointed in this book. I love Dash and Lily's Book of Dares so much. It is one of my favorite reads, one of my favorite Christmas reads. I've reread it twice. This one fell so flat. I don't want to say that this book was kind of pointless, but I feel like we didn't really get any relationship development. I felt like we didn't get any character development. I felt like it was just a book about Lily going through some depression and trying to get her out of it. But they didn't address it that way. So it was like an underlying theme, but it was basically the central theme. And I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted on how I feel about this. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it, but I didn't enjoy it. So I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars, just straight down the middle. I read Wonder by R.J. Palacio, another one that I've been sitting on for so long, and one that was on my 17 book streak in 2017, or I will on haul. I finally picked it up. This one, again, fell flat for me. I think it was just too hyped. I'm not going to give you a synopsis because everybody knows what this book is about, and the movie recently came out this year, which I do think I'll see, but this one was just, again, overhyped. So I didn't fall in love with any of the characters. I didn't fall in love with any of the themes. I did like the family dynamic. I thought they were fun and light, but kind of too light. So, I don't know. I give this 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was enjoyable, but I put it down for about a week and a half and wasn't drawn into picking it back up. I also read Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling, illustrated by Jim Kay. I was just reading so many dark things that I wanted something I knew I would enjoy, and I'd never read through the illustrated edition, so I did that start to finish, and I loved it. When I originally rated Harry Potter, I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, but after reading this illustrated edition, I bumped it up to 5. I did a little review of it on Goodreads, but I loved getting back into this world and seeing the artist's rendering of the world, and having it on almost every page was just amazing, and the artwork was fantastic, and I just forgot how much I loved being in this world with these characters. So I don't know, made me laugh, made me sad, and it's just perfect. And then the last book that I read in 2017, because I'm not currently reading anything and I don't think I will start anything today, I want to start off the year fresh, which you will see in my TBR video tomorrow. I read The Devil's Arithmetic by Jane Yolen. I read this front to back in 2 sittings yesterday. It is only about 170 pages and it was so good. This is kind of a classic, at least in Canada, because in a lot of our classes we had to read it. I just watched the movie in my class instead, and I still remembered the movie so well, and that was back in grade 11. So 6 years ago. Oh, that made me feel real old real fast. Yeah, so anyway, this is a novel focused on the Holocaust. We follow a girl named Hannah who is at a dinner for, I believe, Passover with her family, and she opens a door and ends up in 1942 in Poland at the center of the Holocaust. So she ends up being transported to one of the concentration camps and living that life there, and it's just, it shows you that she was taking her life for granted and she underestimated everything that her family had been through, and it's just such a powerful read. And if you've read it, I definitely recommend watching the movie because the movie is done as well, but if you've already seen the movie, the book is still kind of different and still very powerful. So I look forward to rewatching the movie and doing a book to movie review. But yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. It was just so good. So yeah, those are the 10 books that I read in December. I feel like I had a pretty good reading month, and I have some books that I really want to read like right now today, but I feel like they'd be best to start off the new year with and set the reading tone for the year. So I'm holding off for a couple hours. Our AYearAthon theme does start tomorrow, Monday, January 1st. So if you'll be participating in that, make sure you let me know. And like I said, tomorrow my January TBR will be going up, so make sure you subscribe and look out for that. But yeah, make sure you let me know what books you read in December. If you read any of the books that I talked about, make sure you let me know so we can discuss. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a happy and safe new year. Bye.